What's up, guys? I'm here about to show you guys a bunch of DVDs, my entire collection of DVD and Blu-rays of, well, actually I don't have too many Blu-rays, but this video, well, I think I'm gonna divide this into a couple of parts, maybe 3 or 4 parts, because I do have a lot of them. And it's basically me showing you guys my entire DVD collection of wrestling, special wrestling DVDs that the WWE has put out throughout the years. I have a lot of them, and I'm gonna get, I'm gonna talk about of how I got into wrestling and why I fell into the WWE and fell in love with it. I've been a fan ever since I was like 3 or 4 years old. When I remember I went to a mom and pop shop called Tito's Video, and it was not too far away from my home, and I saw the VHS cover of WrestleMania 3. And when I saw that, it was the greatest thing I've ever seen. I told my mom, look, this is what I want to rent. I want to watch this. And she got it for me, and it was WrestleMania 3. It was Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant on that cover. And ever since that day, I popped it into my VCR and I started watching the damn show. I saw it like 3 or 4 times in one day, and it was a very long show. It was a 3-hour show, and I just watched it over and over again. And I became a huge WWF fan, and I loved Hulk Hogan from the start. He's my favorite wrestler of all time. I think he was amazing. I mean, if you weren't from the 80s, then I guess you can't really relate to what I'm saying, but Hulk Hogan was like the greatest of all time. My top 3 has been Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, and The Ultimate Warrior. Those are my 3 all-time favorite wrestlers. But Hulk Hogan's the reason why I got into wrestling, and why a lot of my friends got into wrestling, and why wrestling is the way it is right now. Anyways, and so I did pick up WrestleMania 3. I watched it over and over again, and I had a lot of fun with it. And ever since then, I picked up the SummerSlams or the Royal Rumbles and every other videotape that they came up with. They had one called Super Tape, another one called Rampage. They had the best of WWF volumes 1 through 50 something. They've had specials on Jake the Snake, the Ted DiBiase specials. They had a tag team special. They had a lot. That Tito video I used to go to had a whole section of wrestling, and I loved it. So every week we would go there and rent Nintendo games and wrestling tapes. So then I fell into the world of wrestling, the world of WWF, WWE, as you guys know it nowadays, and I started picking up a bunch of DVDs. Most of them that I have are not open because I do have the WWE network, so most of the material and content are on the network. And also I picked up most of these WWE box sets pretty cheap at Walmart. They do have a sale like once a year where they get all their WWE DVD sets, and they put them on for sale for like $3.99, $4.99. And we're talking about 3 DVD sets, so that's a pretty cool deal. Anyways, I'm gonna get this video rolling, and I'm gonna start off with, these are just random ones that I just picked up from my collection. I'm gonna show you guys. This is the top 50 superstar wrestlers of all times. And here, of course, they're going to talk about The Rock, The Undertaker, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Bruno Sammartino, of course. You can't miss him. This is still wrapped. I haven't opened it. I did see the special that they do have it on the WWE Network. They have it. And so, yeah. So, basically, at first, most of these WWE DVD sets, they start off with the first disc as 90 minutes of content of talking about the DVD, and in this case we're talking about the top 50 superstars of all time. And then the other 2 discs will be like just matches, so they'll have matches from these people. And what I do like about this set is that it also not only includes WWE content, WWE stuff, but it also has a boxing match from the 70s, I'm assuming, between Andre the Giant and Gorilla Monsoon. That's pretty cool. And then it has an NWA World Heavyweight Championship match between Jack Briscoe and Dory Funk Jr. That's pretty cool. And also another NWA World Heavyweight Championship between Luthez and Argentina Roca. So that's pretty cool. This is the back of it. Of course, I got this dirt cheap, $3.99, $4.99 at Walmart. Had to pick it up. And yeah, awesome set. I'm not too sure who number 1 was. I did see it a couple of years ago, but I'm pretty sure that Hulk Hogan, Bruno Sammartino are over there. Andre the Giant was also in the top 10. The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin also in the top 10. But definitely a very good set to pick up if you're a wrestling fan or WWE fan. Can't miss on that. Then I got the John Cena Experience. And this is a 3 DVD set. It's a documentary on John Cena's life, and then of course it has some matches against Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton, Triple H, Edge, Big Show. It has 15 matches in total, bonus matches, but the really main focus on this is on John Cena's movies, his life, his music. It shows how he does a lot of charity work for kids and stuff. So that's pretty cool. John Cena's a cool guy. I don't like him. This is not my time. I don't like the PG era. And I respect him for being on the top of the business for, I don't know, 10, 15 years. And he is a 15-time WWE champion. So I give him a lot of credit. But he's not my favorite. He's not one of my favorites. From the current roster, I do like Seth Rollins, I like Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. You know, those are like the guys that I'm currently liking. But John Cena's alright. He's pretty cool. I'm not gonna hate on him. I used to hate him a lot in the beginning, in the very beginning, when he was like kind of like a rapper and stuff, and he had the U.S. belt. I think he was cool. But then once he won the World Championship and then he blew up, I just thought that they tried too hard, and you know, they pushed him. They put him in your face so much. John Cena's the man. He's the best. He's the best. That I kind of didn't like that. His promo, he's pretty good on the mic, but it's, you know, we're in a scripted era, so it's kind of like whatever. I'm whatever about wrestling right now. So yeah, so it's a pretty cool DVD set if you're into John Cena. Nothing to hate about the guy. He's been on the top of the food chain, top of the business for many years. Definitely worth picking up, especially for the price I got it. $5, can't beat that. Then I got here the WWE Best Pay-Per-View Matches from 2009 to 2010. Has a total of 15 matches in this 3-disc box set here. It has D-Generation X versus The Legacy from Hell in a Cell 2009. Rey Mysterio versus Chris Jericho. Title versus Mask. Of course, the Intercontinental match. Chris Jericho was an Intercontinental Champion. That was at the Bash of 2009. Has Edge versus John Cena from Backlash 2009. Has a bunch of stuff. Even the Streak versus the Career versus Streak. The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels match from WrestleMania 26. The one that Shawn Michaels actually retired on. So yeah, this is a pretty cool set. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely worth picking up. A bunch of good matches from 2009 to 2010. I got here the Attitude Era Volume 2. This is, again, a 3-disc set. It has a bunch of matches, a bunch of cutscenes, a bunch of rare stuff from WWE, WWF, Monday Night Raw, Sunday Night Heat, SmackDown, and a lot more stuff. It has Diva segments. It has a lot of promo stuff. It has inside the APA office. It has Behind the Walls of Jericho, Aboard the Godfather Whole Train, you know. So it's pretty cool. The Attitude Era was more like a very weird time for WWF and wrestling itself. It's about that time where they really took off and they wanted to like destroy WCW and beat the ratings, and they did. Actually, a lot of it had to do with the feud with Vince McMahon versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Then the D-Generation X you know, wanting to attack the NWO and all that stuff, and it was all cool, but it was a hit or miss. Like, Mick Foley was really, really fun to watch during this time. He was really cool. It was Mankind. And it was a hit or miss with the Attitude Era. It had a lot of cheesy stuff, a lot of bad stuff. But at that time, it was really, really good. And everybody was into it. But, yeah, I mean, everybody was in here. You got Kane, Triple H, Mankind. You got everyone from the Attitude Era, like freaking X-Pac, the New Age Outlaws, Ken Shamrock, Farouk. The list goes on, man. This DVD is awesome to watch, and definitely a collector's item. If you guys don't have this, Attitude Era, Stone Cold Steve Austin on the cover, can't beat that. Then I got here the greatest superstars of the 21st century. Another 3-disc set here, featuring, and now it tells you all the wrestlers that it features. It has John Cena, Triple H, Edge, Undertaker, Chris Jericho, The Rock, Randy Orton, JBL, Kane, Big Show, Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, Shawn Michaels, Booker T, Eddie Guerrero, Batista, Rey Mysterio, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Brock Lesnar. So yeah, those are the ones, the main focal points in this 3-disc set. Is again the greatest superstar of the 21st century. Which John Cena, you know how I feel about him. He's all right. Triple H was good. Edge, I never got into Edge. He was like whatever. Undertaker, one of my all-time favorites. He's got to be in my top 5. Chris Jericho, awesome. The Rock was awesome. Randy Orton, I don't like Randy Orton. I think he's very slow, very boring. His matches are so boring. He has good looks, and he has the, I don't know, he's a wrestler. And he's been pretty healthy for all his career. He's very, very accomplished. But I just don't like him. JBL is alright. He got better towards the end of his career when he got the cowboy gimmick. And he got the cabinet. And he got the New York Stock Exchange gimmick and all that stuff. Where he had a lot of money. So I like JBL towards the end. He kind of reminded me of Stan Hansen in a way. With the lariat and the towel and all that stuff. And you got Kane. I didn't like Kane. Big Show. I didn't like Big Show too much. Big Show was alright, but yeah. You got Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle was awesome. Jeff Hardy was cool. Jeff Hardy was really cool. Underrated. Shawn Michaels, one of the best. Booker T. I actually think Booker T has to be like the best black wrestler ever. He was really, really cool. He was awesome. And he was fun as King Booker. Awesome fucking character. Eddie Guerrero was good. Batista I did not like. Rey Mysterio was really good. There was a point where I didn't like him, but he's always been consistent. Stone Cold Steve Austin, what can I say, one of the best. And Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, when he wants to, he could have a good match, so can't take that away from him. So yeah, so there you go, the best of the 21st century. Then I got here the you think you know me, the story of Edge and Adam Copeland. And this is like another 3-disc set. This one I can't open because it's open already. And of course the first 90 minutes is, of course, I'm talking about Edge and interviews and talking about how cool he is and what he's done, how he got into business and all that stuff. Then it's packed with a bunch of matches with, him against John Cena, against the Hardy Boys. Actually, him and Christian against the Hardy Boys. Against the Undertaker and against Alberto Del Rio. Battles against Randy Orton, and it keeps on. It has like over 7 hours of content, 3-disc sets. The reason why I have this open is because I went to a convention and he was there, and I wanted him to send a DVD, but guy was charging $100. So I was like, nah, I don't really care about Edge too much. So instead of going to him for $100, I went to Bret Hart for like $50, $60. I think Bret Hart is the better option. Anyway, so this is the story of Edge, and definitely worth buying. It's a good, cool DVD set. This is another individual set here. This is For All Mankind: The Life and Career of Mick Foley. Very, very well detailed. This is the sockle. This is a sock. His finishing move was the sockle. He would put that sock and put it in someone's throat. It used to be called the mandible claw back in the day when he was like Mankind, early Mankind. But then it became Socko. And it's cool because it shows all three faces of Mick Foley while he was in the WWE, which was, of course, Cactus Jack, Mankind, and Dude Love. Which was funny because in one of the Royal Rumbles, he actually went as all three participants. And sad, he didn't win. He had 3 opportunities to win the Royal Rumble, and he didn't win with any of them. But definitely a pretty good set here. Explains his life, his career. It shows a bunch of matches and stuff. And yeah, definitely worth checking out. I haven't seen it yet. It's still wrapped. But I'm definitely gonna check it out because I believe that's not in the WWE Network yet. Another individual, set here is the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. This is a really cool box set where it says press here. You would press here and they would have like phrases of Dusty Rhodes saying. Of course, this is very old and it doesn't work anymore. The batteries are done because I got this when it first came out, and this has been out for a while already. This is it runs at 9 hours and it shows a bunch. There's a lot of content. Really cool box set. If you're a Dusty Rhodes fan, Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, so many cool stuff about him. They talk so much about him here. They talk about his road schedule. They talk about Ric Flair, him being the booker of WCW, and how well he did or how bad he did. Depends on you. It talks about his college days, how he was born. He's the son of a plumber. It has a bunch of cool matches, man. Like really cool stuff here from his early days, like 1973 when he teamed up with Dick Murdoch versus Billy Robinson and Don Morocco. It has a championship match from Florida from 1974, which was Dusty Rhodes versus Terry Funk. Really cool set here. A bunch of promos. Look at all those promos that they have here. So the WWE did an excellent job here with the American Dream box set, and it's a cool rare item, collector's item, because this box is not sold anymore. So definitely awesome box set there. Then I got here Triple H, Thy Kingdom Come 3-disc set on the game Triple H, and just shows who Triple H really is. He's been in the business for a very long time. This DVD runs for like 9 hours, all on Triple H, his career, his lifetime in the company WWE, and how he started and what he is nowadays. Like he's about to take over the company. He's about to take over the WWF. I mean, he's married to Stephanie McMahon. Vince McMahon loves him, and he's doing very well with NXT. So let's see what's in the future for the game here, Triple H. So yeah, he's currently the chief operating officer, so he has a good position there in the company. So anyways, this is the back and this is the front. Got it really cheap at Walmart for dirt cheap, man, like $4 or $5. Then I got the very best of WCW Monday Nitro Volume 3, and this is just packed with a bunch of matches and very cool promos and stories that were involved on WCW Nitro. Let me see. In the first disc, you're gonna have Lex Luger versus Macho Man. Loser leaves town. You have Sting versus Rick Steiner from 1996. You have Luger versus Nash from 97. Chris Jericho and Juventud Guerrero for a cruiserweight title. Scott Steiner versus Macho Man. You have Sting versus DDP from 1996. Johnny B. Bad versus Eddie Guerrero. Disc 2, we're going to see Diamond Dallas Page versus Canyon. Juventud Guerrero versus Billy Kidman. Hollywood Hulk Hogan versus Macho Man Randy Savage in 1998 for the WCW Championship. You also have Diamond Dallas Page versus Stevie Richards. Diamond Dallas Page and Lex Luger versus The Outsiders for the tag team titles in 97. Bunch of stuff. And then disc 3, which has one of the greatest, Chris Jericho, on the cover. You're gonna have Sting versus Bret Hart from 1999. Goldberg versus Ric Flair, 1999. Bret Hart versus Booker T, 1999. You're gonna have a hardcore match, Hack versus Rick Steiner from 1999. Jeff Jarrett versus Bret Hart, 1999. I guess the third disc is all 1999. Oh, there's a couple 2000 matches. Mike Awesome versus Booker T for WCW Championship. A lot of cool matches, man. I'm not gonna hate. WCW was a great company, and I feel that the WWE needed competition, and WCW gave it to them hardcore, like all the way through. But really cool set here. You know, if you don't want to sit through every single Monday Night Nitro to see the cool matches, you just watch all the volumes. This is volume 3. I believe I had volume 2 somewhere on there, volume 1 somewhere. But I just picked these up randomly. Then I have the OMG moments, top 50 incidents of WCW history. This is volume 2. So this is more like, it's still a 3-disc set, and it's packed with like OMG moments from WCW, and this is actually volume 2. So they actually have a volume 1. I don't think I have volume 1. But yeah, these are like cool stuff, like behind the scenes stuff that happened in WCW back in the mid 90s, late 90s and stuff. So definitely worth checking out. Has a lot of commentary by Ric Flair, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and of course an all new interview by the immortal Hulk Hogan. That they know a lot of stuff that happened behind the scenes in WCW through these years. You know, the return of the Ultimate Warrior, broken necks, broken fingers, you know, all kind of crazy shit that happened. Botched power bombs, like crazy shit that happened in WCW. And these are the top 50 volume 2 from the WCW. Then I got the best pay-per-view matches of 2013, and look who we have in the cover. None other than CM Punk. 2013 was a pretty good year for the WWE. It had awesome matches. This runs over 7 hours, 3-disc set. You know, again, cool set. And it has pretty cool 15 matches overall. Big Show versus Randy Orton. It has Brock Lesnar. It has The Rock. It has RVD. It has Money in the Bank ladder match. So basically, these are the best matches from 2013. Really cool set. And last but not least, I am gonna show you guys this Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Anthology. This was awesome stuff. This is a 3-disc set that covers the history of Hulk Hogan. To me, one of the greatest of all time. Wrestling wouldn't be where it was right now without this guy, Hulk Hogan. This guy is awesome. So yeah, so it has a bunch of cool. It's a cool set. Look at the way it's put out. It shows what's in every disc, and it also has a bonus disc that has Hulk Hogan versus Tito Santana, Madison Square Garden, 1980. Hulk Hogan versus Terry Funk in 1986, the Saturday night main event. Hulk Hogan versus King Harley Race in 1988. Hulk Hogan winning the Royal Rumble in 1990. Hulk Hogan versus Earthquake from SummerSlam. It has a bunch of cool stuff. Hulk Hogan versus Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, in XWF in 2001. Hulk Hogan versus The Rock in WrestleMania 18. One of the best Hulk Hogan matches ever, and he did it at an old age already. Hulk Hogan and Edge versus Chuck and Billy in 2002 from a SmackDown. Hulk Hogan versus The Ultimate Warrior, WrestleMania 6. This is like the ultimate collection, man. Hulk Hogan versus Nick Bockwinkel, the AWA, 1984, against Andre the Giant, 1980. That was even before WrestleMania 3. I know they hyped up WrestleMania 3 as if it was the first time they ever wrestled against each other. But even in WWE, they'll tell you, you know, they wrestled in the before a bunch of times. So in 1980, they have Hogan versus Ric Flair, Bash at the Beach, 1994 in WCW. Really cool set. This is the Ultimate Anthology, guys. if you guys are into Hulk Hogan, it's awesome, man. This is really cool stuff. And it shows him from the very beginning to like through what year is this? 2000. I don't know. Through, it says from his start to the Hall of Fame in 2005 and onto his reality show and VH1 on Hogan's Knows Best. So yeah, so this is a really good box set here from the WWE that they put out on Hulk Hogan. A lot of love for Hogan though. Anyways, until next time, I'll be back with a second part. I'll probably do a third part and maybe a fourth part because I have a lot of stuff still to cover here for my wrestling, my entire wrestling collection to show you guys. Hope you guys like this video, and if you do like wrestling and you want to leave a comment down below, talk to me about what DVDs of wrestling I should get. Let me know in the comments down below. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.